You're lying in bed in a completely dark room, trying to fall asleep. Suddenly, out of nowhere, your brain pulls up an audio file from 3 years ago. It's that one awkward thing you said in front of a group of people. Your chest tightens, your face burns, and in the dark, you mentally scream, "Why on earth did I say that?" Curiosity reset. But here is where almost everyone gets it wrong. You think you're just remembering a memory, but you're actually walking into a psychological trap. Why does your mind torture you with replays of moments you desperately wish you could delete? Imagine your brain sitting in a tiny, dark editing room, replaying the same 5-second clip again and again, refusing to turn off the lights. Let's look at how this plays out. You leave a normal, everyday social interaction, maybe a brief chat with a coworker, a casual coffee date, or a quick meeting. Everything seemed fine. You smiled, you spoke, and you parted ways smoothly. But the second you're alone, the editing room door slams shut. You start replaying the conversation frame by frame. You focus obsessively on every single second. Did my voice sound weird? Why did I pause? Did they look annoyed? Emotional escalation. You don't just remember it, you prosecute yourself for it. By the time you get home, a simple 5-minute chat has turned into an exhaustive mental trial where you are simultaneously the defendant, the jury, and the executioner. In behavioral science, this relentless mental loop is called rumination. For years, psychologist Susan Nolan Hoxhamer asked a simple, haunting question. Why do some people replay the same emotional memories for hours while others effortlessly move on? To answer this, we have to look closely at how our brains process emotional triggers and how we view ourselves in social environments. When you experience a social stumble, your brain's emotional alarm system fires up, signaling a threat to your social standing and safety. While some minds quickly neutralize this signal, a ruminating mind takes that memory and locks it into an endless feedback loop, desperately trying to rewrite an outcome that has already been finalized. We convince ourselves that if we just analyze it one more time, we will finally find the right thing we should have said. But instead of bringing clarity, the brain just traps itself deeper into emotional exhaustion. But the findings revealed something fascinating. What if I told you that the other person probably doesn't even remember what you're obsessing over? Psychologists Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky studied a concept called the illusion of transparency. Their experiments proved that when we feel embarrassed or awkward, we radically overestimate how much other people notice and remember our flaws. While you are up all night agonizing over a minor stumble or a weird sentence, the other person went home, forgot it happened 5 minutes later, and spent the entire evening worrying about their own insecurities. They simply weren't paying nearly as much attention to you as your overactive mind made you believe. The strange part is this: you aren't replaying the conversation to actually fix a mistake. Your brain mistakes endless analysis for protection. It has quietly started preferring the familiar habit of self-criticism. You trick yourself into believing that if you analyze the past hard enough, you can somehow change the outcome. It's an endless trap of trying to solve a puzzle that has already been thrown away. There is a very strange and dangerous paradox at play here. When we repeatedly replay past conversations on the screens of our minds, our brains trick us into believing that we are actually solving a problem. We get the illusion that if we just live through that past moment one more time, we will protect ourselves for tomorrow, or maybe this time we'll finally say the right thing But the bitter truth is that this isn't protection at all. It's just a mental illusion. You are trying to repaint a building that burned down years ago. This endless mental analysis doesn't keep you safe. It is simply proof that you have trapped yourself in an endless cycle of emotional self-punishment. So, how do you finally turn off the lights in that mental editing room? You need 4 practical tools. Catch the loop early. Labeling. The moment you realize you're replaying a conversation, stop and literally label it out loud. I am ruminating. Labeling helps create psychological distance and makes it much easier to shift from an emotional reaction to a more deliberate response. The 48-hour rule. Ask yourself a brutally honest question. Will this specific moment matter 48 hours from now? Will it matter next month? If the answer is no, your brain is wasting processing power on a low-value, expired file. Externalize the thought. Rumination thrives in silence and darkness. When you write the awkward memory down on a physical piece of paper, it loses its emotional charge. It stops being a terrifying monster in your head and becomes just a simple sentence on a page. Shift from reflection to action. If the conversation did have a real mistake, like an argument where you lost your temper, don't just sit there replaying it. Take a physical action. Send a short text to clear the air, or write down what you will do differently next time. Give your brain a closure. Think about all the energy we waste fighting battles that ended hours, months, or even years ago. We punish ourselves for not being perfect, forgetting that human interaction is inherently messy and chaotic. The past is a finished script. No amount of overthinking is ever going to rewrite a single line of it. Tonight, when your brain opens that old audio file again in the dark room, remember, you don't have to press play. You cannot change yesterday by punishing today. Peace doesn't come from a flawless past. It comes from the courage to forgive yourself for being human. Thank you for joining Complexity Lab Psychology. If this deep analysis gave you some peace of mind today, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.